Now that 2020 is almost over, thank God, let's do something fun and look back at the shortest WWE matches that happened this year. Pooh Bear Plays suggested this idea, so let's do it. This is the top 10 shortest WWE matches of 2020. Number 10, Apollo Crews vs. Sheamus, 29 seconds. After making his return in January, the Celtic Warrior was on a rampage.
There stands a man who suffers from no shortage of respect from the WWE locker room.
One of the victims was Apollo Crews, but at least for Crews, it was over pretty quickly. After a rough start, it looked like the High Flyer had a chance, but one wrong move and Crews ended up taking a bro kick to the face. Sheamus covered Apollo for the win, but that wasn't enough for the Irish wrestler. Just before the Celtic Warrior could land another bro kick, Shorty G came to make the save. Despite his valiant effort, Shorty G ended up on the mat too, after Sheamus' boot connected with his face. Number 9, we have a tie. Eric Rowan vs. KJ Orso and No Way Jose vs. Mojo Rawley, both lasting only 25 seconds. One of the fastest matches this year happened on the very first Raw of 2020. Eric Rowan brought out his mysterious cage, remember that, and got ready to face off against a local competitor named KJ Orso. Before the match even started, Rowan grabbed his opponent and shoved him towards the cage. Orso escaped, and the match officially started. Eric Rowan hit KJ with a kick, a running slam into the corner, and the Iron Claw to win the match. Unfortunately for KJ Orso, Eric grabbed him and threw his face into the cage. It sprayed some weird liquid, and we never saw Orso again.
King, what? On earth? What in the world?
A few weeks after Rowan's match, Mojo Rawley, who had recently won the 24/7 championship, took on No Way Jose. Once the match began, Mojo hit Jose with a chop block, a running punch, and then the hyperdrive. 1 3 count later, and Mojo Rawley retained his 24/7 title. Until R-Truth ran and rolled him up.
Hey, wait a minute! What are you doing? Wait a minute!
But then Rawley hit Truth with a hyperdrive and won back the title, so it all worked out in the end. Number 8, we have another tie. Bronson Reed vs. Leon Ruff and Drew McIntyre vs. Heath Slater, both of which were just 24 seconds. On NXT in June, the Samoan Australian, Bronson Reed, wanted to make an impact. When the bell rang, the 330-pound Bronson immediately mowed down his 157-pound opponent, Leon Ruff, and then went for the top rope. Reed hit a massive splash, got the 3 count, and had his hand raised. Ironically, it was the guy who lost who would go on to win the North American Championship. Over on Raw, Dolph Ziggler accused the WWE Champion, Drew McIntyre, of using him and others to get where he was at.
There's a list a mile long of people you left behind for that WWE title.
The show-off took it one step further and brought out McIntyre's former 3MB teammate, Heath Slater. The one-man band provoked the WWE Champion into a match, which ended up being a mistake. Once the match started, Slater did get a bit of offense in, but one Claymore from out of nowhere was enough to put away Heath for good. Number 7, Cameron Grimes vs. Denzel Dejournette, 22 seconds. At first, this match seemed like it was gonna be competitive. Denzel Dejournette used his amateur wrestling background to manhandle Grimes, but like the match we just talked about, all it took was one quick counter to end it all. The victory was short-lived for Cameron Grimes, as Finn Balor came out and laid out the North Carolina native.
Delivers a double footstep and the swing blade!
Number 6, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross vs. Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, 18 seconds. This one is a little different from the matches we've talked about so far. On SmackDown in January, Bliss and Cross took on Fire and Desire, but only about 10 seconds after the match started, Bayley and Lacey Evans came running into the ring. Once they got there, the bell was rung and the match was ruled a no contest. Eventually, things managed to calm down, and the two teams would get a rematch the next week. Number 5, Kevin Owens vs. Randy Orton, 17 seconds. On Raw in August, the Viper and KO were set to face off, where the winner would qualify for a number 1 contender's WWE Championship match. Kevin Owens was just about to enter the ring when he was attacked from behind by Aleister Black. Black concluded his assault with Black Mass and pushed Owens' lifeless body into the ring. Despite the referee's protest, Kevin Owens demanded that the match be started. KO did go down fighting, but a single RKO was enough to put the match away in under 20 seconds.
Over in a matter of seconds!
Number 4, Austin Theory vs. Bronson Reed, 16 seconds. Well, we saw how things went when Reed appeared earlier in this top 10, so this isn't going to be too pretty. Well, actually, first, Reed and Theory had a competitive match that lasted about 3.5 minutes. Despite Austin Theory putting up a good fight, he was beaten by AussieZilla. Even though he was struggling to his feet, Theory demanded a rematch immediately, and Bronson was willing to give it.
So get back in this ring right now, because I'm not going anywhere until I beat you.
Even though he got a few shots in, Austin Theory was quickly pinned after falling victim to a Samoan drop. Number 3, Keith Lee vs. Kona Reeves, 13 seconds. After successfully defending his title in Portland, Keith Lee was excited to celebrate his win. However, Kona Reeves had other plans. Before Reeves could get a word in, Lee rammed into the Hawaii native. The North American champ then called for the bell to be run, and the match started. Within seconds, Lee hit the Big Bang Catastrophe to get the pinfall and prove why he is limitless.
And Keith Lee, Big Bang Catastrophe!
Number 2, Aleister Black vs. Ryan Ginzel, 10 seconds. On the January 20th episode of Raw, Aleister Black geared up to take on a local competitor named Ryan Ginzel. It didn't take too much effort, as Aleister smashed Ginzel's face with the black mass and picked up the win. At least Aleister got the year started on the right foot. And number 1, we have a tie. Cameron Grimes vs. Joey Pistachio, and Drew McIntyre vs. Mojo Rawley, each lasting only 8 seconds. First up, on NXT, Cameron Grimes wasn't too happy after he was put in a gauntlet eliminator the previous week. In response, Grimes decided to do a gauntlet match of his own, which he called
The Cameron Grimes Invitational Stepping Stones to the Moon match.
The first person out was a man named Joey Pistachio, who Cameron Grimes claimed was an NCAA champion. Either way, all it took was for Grimes to hit the cave-in, and the match was over. Unfortunately for Cameron, the fun ended there, as Ridge Holland decided to invite himself into the match, and let's just say, he put up more of a fight than Joey Pistachio. Over on Raw, Drew McIntyre took on the 24/7 champion, Mojo Rawley, in a non-title match. Drew talked for a bit on the mic, but once that was over, the bell rang, a Claymore kick happened, and McIntyre beat Rawley in 8 seconds. To be fair, the Scottish psychopath did give Mojo a heads up.
As soon as I put this microphone down, 3 seconds later, I'm gonna Claymore your head off.
Fun fact, it would only take 3 minutes and 59 seconds to watch all these matches. You could do that, or hit the annotation on the left to watch another Tap Out Corner video. Also, shout out goes out to One Shot Travis. Those 3 would make great bell-to-bell videos, Travis. Keep watching in 2021. Until next time, I'm Zach from Tap Out Corner, and take it easy.